Um, when it's what's so special about playing night games and I mean Sunday night, Monday night? Do you feel like there's something special when it comes to playing those games?
I would say so. I would say so just because it's a little different, right? We're playing under the lights again, which is always a special moment. Take you back to the high school days, and it's the only game that's on at the time. So as far as outside factors, I would say it's special in that way. Obviously, when it comes down to the game, it's still the same mentality as any type of game. Um, but yeah, it's more so just the hype and the being able to watch the other games, building up to it, just going into the week and that day in particular. Yeah, I think I don't know, it just keeps building when I watch other guys play.
Did you from far away? Did you know that the guy had the guitar right there, the floating guitar, or like? Did you kind of in the moment see it?
Yeah, you're talking about the celebration.
Yeah.
No, I saw that they had like a couple of them before a game, and I was like, man, if I score down here, I'm definitely coming over to play that with them. And so, sure enough, they had my jerseys and stuff too, so it was perfect moment. Hopefully, made that game a little bit better for them.
Justin and Corey over the last few days have brought up continuity offensively, learning a new scheme, all the different pieces that you guys have, and how inconsistencies might be expected when you're learning a new system and you have all these different pieces, 5 new offensive linemen, et cetera. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that and just trying to find that continuity given all those new things that are going on.
Yeah, I think, everyone's like, man, you guys came out hot in the beginning of the season. And that's because we were running the same plays through training camp for the entire, whatever weeks that we were doing that. Once you get into the season, though, you have to prepare for the team you're playing. It's not the same team, and you're not running the same plays that you're running in training camp. So you start to get some variance in there, and when you start to do that and switch things up, you start to get some identification problems, people going to the wrong spot, which changes the entire play from maybe a 2-yard gain to like 8, 9, 10. Or just more efficiency comes when you're on pace or on the same page, obviously. And so, we're getting deeper into the season, and we got some guys that are injured in the O-line. We got guys that have been playing some new spots. They've been playing for a while now, so that's not necessarily an excuse, but it's like now we got to get everyone on the same page, everyone in the same spots, right? And that comes down to practice. But yeah, there is some of that. We're professionals. It doesn't matter for our first year or our fifth year, right? We still got to understand our job. But yeah, once you have a lot of stuff going on as far as, okay, if it's a different front, it's a safety down in the box, so it's this personnel. Okay, now we're killing it to a different play. You got to process all in a lot of short times. Sometimes it just builds up, right? And it's like, I stepped wrong, half step here, and it got me behind now. So that's why football is so great, right? It's the ultimate team game. Which means we need the ultimate buy-in and the ultimate focus, and the team that does that the best is going to win. And so I think, we need to get back to, just making sure we're tightened up on our screws, and I think we'll get back to that role that we were on in the beginning of the season.
Also one of those cases too, Austin, where the league catches up and evolves because everybody has tape and can see what everybody else
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point as well. Yeah, people start to, exactly, because you're coming in the season, you've practiced these plays you've been running in training camp for so long, and now defenses start to adjust. We have to adjust to their adjustments, and it's kind of a back and forth chess match. Yeah.
Do you feel like as you're adding more as the season goes on to sort of create that variance in your offense, it can be more challenging if you
Absolutely
if you have like a lot of new guys, like that can be a pretty significant challenge for an offense.
Yeah, and a defense as well. We're banged up a little bit in defense. We got some new guys playing, so people have to step up. And once you get people hurt, okay, someone that hasn't been taking those reps has to come and take those reps, right? And they haven't been getting the coaching that Coach Daly's been putting on them, or Joe Lombardi, right? So yeah, there's got to be some catch up, but it's always a rush, and so you don't have enough time. So sometimes things are a little bit looser than you would like, and that's football.
Austin, last time we spoke, you mentioned that somebody can step up as a number 2 running back, and I don't know if you feel like that's happened over the last couple of weeks, but with those struggles there, does that kind of take away some I guess what you do as a receiver running back? Does that take away from the playmaker? Because you have more responsibility in the backfield.
I wouldn't say it takes away. Honestly, it probably adds more opportunities for me, right? Because I'm on the field a little bit longer. I thought JJ stepped up in that game, right after that week, and was showing that, hey, this is his spot, and then obviously now he's injured, just working back from that. But I'm excited from what I saw from him. That's the old JJ I used to know and see. And then Larry, stepping in right now is pretty much the number 2, and then JK also coming in as well. So, they're getting opportunities to play, but still always want to see these guys making plays and more consistent, just being honest. It's really the trust factor that they have to keep building with me and the coach, right? Ultimately. because it comes down to, hey, who could we have on the field and they expect to know what they're going to do out there. Actually, expect to have them know what they're going to do, right? It's building that trust with the coaching staff, and that's what I told them too. Like even when I was a younger player, potential spam. My car warranty's running out probably, you know. But I was telling them, like, as a young player, like, you know, one of the most important things is it's not really even sure making plays is great, but you know, having the coaches trust you on the field is one of the most important things. Like, hey, you know the scheme, you know what the adjustments are, things like that. And so, like we were just speaking about, there's all these new plays coming in. It's a really quick turnaround, and so there's a lot of things that are a little bit looser. We need to get these things tightened up. And as older players, we understand that we've made a routine. We kind of understand. So younger players, we got to get these guys going, and it's giving them more reps, it's giving them good coaching, keeping them positive, trying to make them see clearly in the way they see it, because we don't all see the coaching the same. Sometimes it takes someone else's perspective to really get something across to us.
Austin, obviously, a lot of these players weren't here the last time you guys faced the Steelers. What do you remember about that game, facing Duck Hodges, and kind of that whole moment, that whole game?
Man, see, I actually really remember that game because I remember I was in a neck brace because I got speared in the face like a couple weeks earlier, and so I just remember being so top heavy that game. But I just remember I was struggling. I remember JJ really turned it on that game. He was gashing him in the run game, and I remember he got one of his first touchdowns there. That's what I really remember about that game. But I just remember the energy too in that stadium was pretty special. Yeah, it's definitely been like 3 years since we played there, 4 years maybe. So yeah, both teams are probably pretty significantly different. But as far as schemes, a lot of it's still the same. So we can still pick up some of that film, and obviously a film to watch from this last year too.
What makes our defense so tough to face?
Well, I mean, they got a lot of playmakers too. You know, obviously, T.J. Watt's over there jumping around, getting around guys, making plays in the backfield. They move them around a lot, and as far as like their front is really strong. They get a lot of bigger bodies in there, and they're gonna play 5 down. They're gonna play 2 backs behind them, right? They're gonna play 4 down. They're gonna spin TJ around. So they're just trying to make it hard for you to ID, like we're talking about, like making sure we're all on the same page is, hey, this is who we're going to, and then everyone works off of that. And if we have people moving around, or if we have, hey, now we're doing this front this week. Last week we were showing a different front, and so now you're like, wait, we got to make an adjustment here. It's just normal stuff as far as football goes, week to week. For the most part, though, it's the playmakers up front that have been given problems. I think they're top of the league in sacks up there. And so that'll be something we have to slow down, with the chip game, making sure we're on it with protections, make sure we get Jay Herb just comfortable back there.
You guys have, just one more. You guys have gone up against some pretty established defensive coaches here over this 4-game stretch, whether it's Wick Martindale, Bill Belichick, Mike Zimmer. Is that part of this at all? Like when you're going up against guys that have been coaching defense in the league as long as they have and trying to sort of navigate against those defenses?
That's the NFL, right, man? Sheesh. We got Joe Lombardi, who's been doing it forever too, so they're scheming us, we're scheming them, right? And it's all right, who's got the better game plan, who executes the best? That's why we love this. We go out there and compete, right? It's not always going to be perfect, but people got to make plays, and whoever does that the most is going to win the game. Flat and simple.